how do I remove blood stains from my clothes? I work in a health facility, so getting blood stains on my coats is not uncommon. So what I'm going to show you, we are going to make a quick experiment. This is a t-shirt. It's a light blue t-shirt made of cotton. Let me check. The last time I checked, I saw something like cotton. Yes, I have. This is cotton and lycra. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's that. Then we have, this is a shirt. It's a normal shirt, white one. And I kind of removed the tag. I don't know when I did that, but this is cotton, pure cotton, pure cotton. And we're going to do something very, very interesting. We're going to put blood stains on them, this and this other t-shirt there. And then we're going to see whether we have several. Yeah, this is jig. This is very common in homesteads. I'm sure you've been using this to wash your white clothes. We have another variant for the colored clothes. So this is for the white and the color fast clothes. So make sure you first of all test on a certain corner of your clothes before you use this. Now, this is sodium hypochlorite. And it's very common. This preparation where one is for disinfection, another is for... So we are going to narrow down to the one for laundry because that's what will now interact with the clothes. Maybe you may put a higher concentration and then we are going to destroy our clothes. The second one, we have hydrogen peroxide. This is H2O2, which is sometimes very essential when it comes to first aid. It's an antiseptic. So in case maybe you want to dress a wound or maybe you want to remove the dressings, this is one of the things that you should use because it will disinfect the skin. On top of that, I can use this to remove the stains. So we are going to see between the two which is the most efficient one. So for this, you will require preparations. You'll have to dilute according to how they have stated here, 62.5 ml in 10 liters. So let me just show you. I don't know whether... Yeah, so we're going to narrow down all the way to quarter liter. And then I'll put it here. Then we're going to use that to see whether we're going to dissolve the stain. Now, I'm going to save you the time for the preparation. So I'm going to just make a preparation and then put it there. So for this one, you don't have to make any preparation. This is a 6% volume. And yeah, so between them, we are going to see which one will be more efficient. And remember, you can use this for both colored and non-colored clothes. We are also going to see that. I'm not 100% sure this will be representative, but then at least we have color. And yeah, so we can use sodium peroxide for both colored and color fast, which might be white or maybe whichever other color, but it should be color fast. But for this one, we can only use them on white clothes or the color fasts. So in case maybe you have something like the other variation of this bleach, then the colored version. I don't know whether it works in removing the blood stains, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But then let's see. So I'm going to jump directly to getting blood. Now we're going to use human blood. So in case maybe you don't like seeing someone being pricked, maybe you can skip all the way up to where we now start putting what we have here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prick myself. I'm a professional, so I'm not going to introduce any infection in my body. So I'm going to first of all disinfect the area, then prick myself, get blood, put it on the cloth, and then I use the detergent that we have here to remove that. So yeah, again, if for example you don't like, I'm not going to use a lot of blood, just a tiny bit. So we are not going to use like a large volume. So you might not be so much scared. I have a kit here. So it has alcohol that I'll use that, and also have lancets that I'll use to prick myself, get blood, splatter, splash. No, I'm going to stain it. And then from there we can see the action on, we are going to, one of them is my favorite when it comes to removing the stains from my clothes, and we are going to see which one. I'm not going to tell you right now because I don't want to be biased. I don't want you to be biased, so I want to see whether I'll disappoint. Plus, this is plausible deniability, so that I can be able to jump to whichever one that will work best and then lie to you that's my favorite. Anyway, yeah, so away from this, let's get there. Let's get to getting blood. So here we have several things. This is an alcohol pad. This is for disinfecting the area before pricking. This is a lancet, it's a different type. And then we have a lancet gun, which unfortunately uses a different kind of a lancet. So what usually happen is you put your lancet there, you remove the cap, then you close it like that, you pull this, and then you place it on your finger like this, then you press this button that you have here, and whatever the needle of that lancet will just prick you at a very, very high speed to a point you definitely sometimes you're going to feel a pinch, but then not as much as I'm going to do right now. So a very painful procedure. Yeah, I'm going to prick myself. This is an alcohol pad. I'm supposed to even have a dry one, but then I don't need that one right now. Okay, I don't have. Let me not just stop lying. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean myself very well. Then I let this air dry. I actually do this too, but don't dry it against maybe a cloth or something. Just let it air dry. You can just press that there, and then we're good to go. Now I have this lancet. I have a cap here, twist it, remove this to expose the needle, and then I'm going to prick on the sides of my finger. So you can see you have blood, a spot of blood there. This is my blood, so I can just play with it however way I want. So what I'm going to do, you can see we have a drop there. I'm going to place one drop there. You can see we have one stain, a second stain there. Okay, now let's go to the white one. Ooh. Okay, that's a very nice looking. So we have 2 spots here and 2 spots on the blue. So this is a white and color first. So we're going to use Jik on one of them, then peroxide on the other one. The same case here, but then we're not going to use Jik. What I'm going to use on the second one here, I'm going to actually use on both of them, I'm going to use hydrogen peroxide, this one. Now let me prepare the Jik. And then after preparing, then I'm going to come with it here, and then we're going to test whether this will work. So let me first of all dispose this responsibly. So in case I do something like this at home, I usually carry my waste all the way to the hospital where I just dispose them. This is Jik. This is hydrogen peroxide, and I'm going to start with the hydrogen peroxide, and then we're going directly to Jik after we're done. That. So let me get something that can be able to drop blood directly here. So I'm going to get either. No, I don't have cotton. So let me just see what I can do. So I have a piece of garment here, so white, and I'm going to use this to rub Jik or this peroxide inside what are you going to do. Now the first spot here, I'm going to use hydrogen peroxide. Just open this, and then we have another insert here. So it's open, so it's a clear liquid, and I'm going to soak this one with the hydrogen peroxide. It's not taking in all I want, but you can see a drop there. I want to drop it there, and you can see directly we have a reaction there, some foaming. That will not be enough, so let me add some more. Just have that, and again, one of the spots here belong to this. Okay, you can just do on both, but let me start with this one. So I'm going to soak the whole area with the hydrogen peroxide and give it like 5 to 10 minutes, or up to when that disappears. So you can see here they're still forming, so maybe it's because it's not enough. I can add a little bit more. Don't know whether I'm going to soak the whole shirt and to a point where you're not going to get one which will be enough. So you can directly see that we have cleared, let's say 99.9% of the stain, and yeah, looks very clean. Let's see whether in this other end here we're going to remove it. No, we still have a stain, but it's now 50% off. Let me add some more, although we just had some more there. So we are still having, let's say it's around now 60% gone. This one, 100% gone, because now it was around 99 and we can see here we don't have anything left. Still going to give us a little bit more time to see, maybe requires more time to soak in before we now start on jig. So this one, 100% gone. I can't see any stain. There's nothing left, and here we still have a stain. Let me add some more, although I'm sure I'm going to affect the region there. Let me add some more. Still have time, and we still have more of this, so let me try to rub it in, and we are somewhere 75%. But trust me, it's looking way better than it was with a fresh spot. I think we are done. And if I continue rubbing it, we are somewhere 80%, almost disappearing. Now we're not going to wait for this forever. Now we can just go ahead and start now using jig on this, because you're not going to use jig on this because it will bleach this color. I'm not planning to have that. So I'm only going to use jig on this white one. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let me just close this one. So keep it aside. And yeah, let me screw it in. And here, let's go to the jig part. Now I'm going to use the part of the cloth that I'm not used. Soak it in jig like that, and start putting this on the cloth. Let's see what happens in the long run. You're going to give it some more time because you're not 100% sure that this will definitely work, but then just let's wait. Or we can just go ahead and even, let's see, because what's the worst that can happen? You're just going to use on both. Let me use some more. Give it time to see whether that will work. But the only thing that I can notice here is now the color of the blood is now changing to something like brownish, something like that. So I don't know. And also the smell of jig. It's not the best thing to have. This doesn't smell at all. So the recommended time for jig is around, I don't know how many minutes. It's 10 to 15. So we're going to give it 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back. So now this is after 10 to 15 minutes. This is actually 16 minutes. And you can see the only thing that we have been able to achieve here is now bleaching the blue color on the shirt. Nothing that's happening here, it's still brown. So that's the color of the blood. We have several spots here. You can see another one here, another one around where we put that. But here, there's nothing because this is color fast. Now, when you look around, you can see it tried to do some work, but then it failed. Let me try to now use hydrogen peroxide on top of now the jig and see, maybe we might try to salvage this shirt. This is now beyond salvation. Because definitely you can see now here, the spot is at around, let's say now 90%, the spot that we use hydrogen peroxide. But this spot for the jig, still at, let's say 20%. Now I'm going to add some hydrogen peroxide here, and yeah, let's see where this goes. So there's no foaming going on here, meaning that maybe the jig and the mixture of peroxide might not be so good, but although I'm getting some results here. You can see it's kind of fading off. Let me add some more here, and definitely you can see we had some foaming. I'm not 100% sure whether that's because of the unreacted blood. Let's see. We can add some more. You can soak the whole thing. Let me add some more here. You can see here we're just making some good progress. My cloth, I'm trying to look for the point where still dry, and I use this to scrub off the spots. Kind of disappearing, taking longer, I don't know. This other one here, I'm not so much hopeful about this. Might take forever. Let me add some more. Some more. Actually add some more, why not? It's another shot. It's the shots day, but I can add some more there. And by the way, the we started off with here completely disappeared 100%. So one thing I would recommend, if you want to wash the stain off, the blood stain, use hydrogen peroxide. And don't mix with anything else. Just soak in hydrogen peroxide and that thing will just disappear. It will foam and the blood spot will just disappear. Another 20 minutes, we still have a spot here. You can see, although it's just disappearing tiny bits, bit by bit. And you can see here, we now have a complete bleach of this part, but we still have a stain here even after addition of the hydrogen peroxide. We kind of have this at 95% now. So we still have a slightly, I don't know. We still have a patch there. The first one, the stain that we started off here, that the one which was fresh, and we started it off with hydrogen peroxide, completely disappeared. So we don't have anything left here apart from now this tiny one, which we first of all acted on with the jig, and then we added hydrogen peroxide later. So one thing I would just tell you, make sure you use hydrogen peroxide when it's still fresh, or when it doesn't mix with another detergent. Just use that first and then proceed from there. Now, so I'm not going to continue this thing because I don't see any other change. Even if we take the whole day, nothing is going to change. So just my recommendation. So conclusions, it's my favorite. So I usually like this because usually remove the stain 100%. For the jig, you'll have to soak that for quite a long time. Plus, if you so happen to get wrong the concentration, you might bleach or maybe discolor your clothes. But it works. It's good, but it's very slow. Although this is best when it comes to now disinfecting the clothes. The one that usually you wear, maybe the scrubs in the hospital, use jig. It will disinfect and at the same time to try to remove some of the stains. But if you have a blood spot, this is the best, and I recommend this. Actually, this is so available. You can get this in your local pharmacy or like chemist, or where you usually get your drugs. It's part of the first aid kit, so you can be able to get this completely without any hassle. So it's out there. So you can just use this to see whether that will work. So I usually use this to wash my clothes off the stains. So in the next video, I'm going to wash a toilet bowl. It's very stained. So I'm going to see how we can be able to remove the stains from the toilet bowl. Get subscribed.